switch past all the neon signs. We both been waiting for this all night. Sure, I've been waiting for you to.
So we're setting most of our fence posts up here, and we should have about 200 of them. This is our cashew tree. I don't know how they really say it. It almost sounds like cashoy or something, maybe. I've got some people that watch the channel from, actually, one guy, his mother was raised in Guimaras, and so they may know what the cashew tree, the proper pronunciation. But then of course another big mango tree, and here's our bamboo. This long stuff is not for fence posts necessarily. We can build anything we want out of this, but we want the stronger posts like the one Lolong's carrying right there. We want that for the fence because they're very strong. They're really heavy for bamboo, and they'll last a long time. So I've got some setting over here because they'll go along the front of the property, which we've got the temporary fence, but we'll use some of these trees over here that line the fence line. Here comes my buddy with the shovel. He went and borrowed another shovel. Yeah, we're gonna have to take this tree out. Don't want to get run over. Not much traffic out here, but never know. You don't want to step out in front of somebody. But yeah, we'll have to take that tree out. Maybe that one over there. But a lot of these trees will stay. This one we're gonna have to cut out. We'll have to cut out a good part of this one. But most of these will get to stay, and I'm really glad because I didn't want to get rid of the coconut trees. So we'll keep everything that we can keep that is productive. Somebody, oh, that's not a tree. That's a marker, a survey marker. They call it a mahon. So I've got about less than 40 posts will go up in here. For every, I say out of 40, a lot of we won't even need any posts. We might put one here, but these trees dot along the front of the property, And that's going to be our first project, is the front of the property for the fence. We're going to put probably 5-foot woven wire. They call it cyclone. This is an old piece of cyclone fence. You could call it chain link fence in the US, but they call it cyclone here. So I want something that's going to be able to hold goats or cows or whatever in here. So we got our work cut out for us, that's for sure. So another small project for today. Basically, we're trying to get the bamboo organized. We've got all of our posts over here and up there on that part of the property up there. So I thought it would be a good idea to get the posts up off the ground in a place where they're not going to rot. We're probably going to use them all fairly soon, but I still want them to be able to dry. If it rains, I don't want them sitting on the wet ground. So we're going to dig some holes and run a cross beam from here over to this tree right here, and then that way we can kind of keep them up off the ground. So we'll see how that project goes. So there's a lot of work going on today, and I'll keep you updated on how the day progresses. That's going to be, this video today is going to just be about what we're doing here today and kind of our priorities and the progress. So Flora is scratching the back of the cassoy tree. Diba?
Yeah.
Cassoy?
Kasoy, yeah.
Cassoy or cashew tree. And she scratches my back, I scratch hers, you know, so. Wow, if you really can see, if you can really see the ants, those are like little dome homes for the ants. And that's one reason we want to get rid of them. I don't mind ants living, but I don't want them all to live here. So. The ground looks like it's got some clay. Looks like it's got a rock too, or two. But nice progress so far. They've been at it about 30 minutes, I would say. They're digging at 6 feet square, which means 6 feet deep. So that's going to be something to see. Here's the progress on our little rack for our bamboo. We'll put it over here. Just about got it ready. A few more minor adjustments, we'll have a nice flat place to lay everything. So there's really no place to rest over there yet. It's basically the only place to sit down and take a break is a tree that's fallen over. So I come over here. We've got what they call a waiting shed close by, and it's got nice flat concrete. It's in the shade, leaning up against the post, so it offers a decent place, at least better than anything I've got, to sit down and rest for a little bit. And it's just a short walk. I mean, here's the waiting shed, and you can see my property just on the other side of the road. Got some native chickens running around. I don't know who they belong to, but I just really can't get over how breezy and how much cooler it is over here rather than in Guimaras than it is in Iloilo City. It's so nice. I mean, I've been out here for a couple of hours, and I'm barely even breaking a sweat. I know what you're thinking. You ain't working. You're right. I'm not really working. I'm observing and signing off on what needs to be done and doing the planning because they all look to me. Well, what should we do next? And so I get them on a path that I think is right, and they carry it out. So that's kind of the way it works. So we're gonna go see what's for lunch. So it looks like they've got the racks set up. We got a visitor. They got the rack set up for the bamboo, so after lunch. Oh, hi. He came up and touched my hand. I didn't know he was there. So after lunch, we're gonna move the bamboo over there. So what do we have for lunch? We've got, as they say here, lizon isda, grilled fish, and sinigang isda.
Bangus, milk fish.
Oh,
That's a milk fish.
bangus. It's a milk fish. I'm not sure where the milk comes from, but. And then rice, and of course, sasawan. Too big long to drink?
Oh yeah, walang soft drink.
My Pangat, she wants soft drink. Yeah, that's a lot of bamboo. It's we're getting it stacked up a little at a time. I'm actually in on the action this time. That stuff's probably 40 feet long, some of it. So yeah, it's starting to be a long afternoon. But as we go, we have to start shoring up the cross beams in the middle because it's actually more weight than what you would think. Some of those are pretty heavy. So we have to put extra posts underneath because I want to keep them level so they don't get all messed up and warped as much as they can. Some of them are warped already, but that's just the way they grow. It's a natural way that bamboo grows sometimes. We got some that are pretty curly, but anyway, that's what we got left. Probably take us another almost an hour to get that. Look at Tia. She's a real estate agent. She's a cook. She's cuts grass. She's a buyer. She does a lot of things for us. So we're whittling it down, but we're on a break. But a lot of times we have to take this long bamboo, sometimes 30, 40 feet, and lift it above these posts to get it on the pile. So I'll take this opportunity to go check on the guys digging the septic tank. Shoot, they're down better part of 3 feet now. They're doing a great job, a hard job. Because the ground is like hard packed sand and dirt and rock. I guess it's probably all volcanic, I'm guessing here. They may not get it done today. I'd be surprised if they did. It's amazing what you notice. I didn't even know I had this coconut tree right here. It's so cool. I've learned about 4 or 5 more fruit trees today. This property just needs somebody to take care of it. Well, it came to the right place because we're dedicated to take care of it the best way we know how. And my wife's been working over there all day, taking care of that tree. That's the cassoy tree, the cashew tree. So it's a beautiful day out here today. At 1 o'clock, we had a major breakdown. Our beams that were holding up the bamboo collapsed on us. But luckily, it's still 99% off the ground. Just kind of put our work. We were almost finished too. We had this. We had the faithful dog over here waiting on us. I think he's falling asleep sitting up. Anyway, we just had a few left, but we're gonna have a little bit more delivered tomorrow. So they're going to go ahead and build another platform, so to speak, for the bamboo to set on for tomorrow. And hopefully if we get that done, we're about 3 feet down on the septic tank. I don't think we'll get that done today unless we start making some real gains on that. And they're working really hard, so I know it's inch by inch because somebody has to kind of chop the soil and then the next person has to dig it out and they just keep chopping it down about 2 or 3 inches at a time. So it's the topsoil is probably 6-8 inches deep, and then under that is like a sandy, the dirt or whatever, lack of a better term. So it's kind of hard going. It's not rocky, but the sand is so compact, which I think will make for a good drainage, you know, when it rains. But it's kind of hard to dig through. So that's where we're at right now at 1:30. So this is one part of the land I really haven't focused on too much. This is on the west side, but you can see all these mahogany trees. Some pretty big. I mean, these are tall all the way down, and still mango trees, but mahogany or something else. I got one big one, I think, right there. Yeah. That one there is kind of eaten up with termites, but the rest of them are in good shape. You can tell the mahogany, they spread out. Their roots kind of spread out like that. This kind of slopes a little bit. Some really beautiful trees down through here. Some little coconut trees along the side. One right here. There's a lot of mahogany. A lot more than I thought I'd ever own.
Did you get one of them?
We got the post over here for the front of the property, and then over here we got a bunch of the posts put up there. It's going to go down that side over there and wherever we need them. And then Flora today, she cleaned out a bunch of stuff on this cassoy tree, the cashew tree, and right now it's actually already flowering. So the fruit will be next, and I'll show you that when it comes. It's crazy looking. But also we have a majority of the septic tank is dug too. So that's kind of what we've been doing today.